2020, with the pandemic going on, I decided to check in on some Motovloggers. Welcome to
So think about if you were out shopping, you go in and you're touching a can of beans, who else has touched that can of beans?
Right. Yeah, I saw like the other day, there was a woman and I was in this sort of produce store and they had a deli section and they had like a little, refrigerated case and they had pre-made sandwiches in there and she doesn't have the mask, over her nose and she comes walking up to it and she opens up the thing and she's, oh, I don't want this. And she's touching all of them. And I'm like, okay, now they got to throw out all of that. All those sandwiches. Yeah, it's, and then the funny thing is that you see all the bad stuff. But I think the majority of people do follow the guidelines. It's just that when that one person you see, you kind of like are focused on them. And then you're thinking, oh no, everyone's doing it. But no, it's fortunately one person out of many.
Yeah.
But, here we are. So.
We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Do they still have, Pete, the restriction on group rides in England right now?
I'm not sure exactly what the full do's and don'ts are, but I think we're allowed out in groups of 6.
Oh, wow. See, I wish we had some kind of regulation like that here, because, here the open face helmets are real popular, especially in the summer. And I was thinking, wait, if the guy in the front sneezes, everybody behind him is going to catch something.
Well, I think you'd probably be okay on that because it's I think there'll be enough gaps.
Yeah. Well, in America, we don't take any classes to ride. You just pretty much buy the bike and get the license, and that's it.
That I do find crazy. I find that more scary than pandemics.
Yeah, it can be. But, my grandfather rode for decades, and he was always pro wear a helmet. And I remember one time he had made the statement about it was a good proof of Darwin's theory, selection. You go ahead and allow people to do what they want to do, and then what's left is going to move on. And so, it's kind of like that with the bikes. You allow people to buy whatever they want to buy, and then if they live long enough to have children, then that's good.
I don't like the idea of riding without a crash helmet, but I also look at the future tech and stuff coming through. And you've got these motorcycle designers coming through with impact AI and stuff like that, and they're basically saying that this bike will drive you off a cliff if it decides there's less threat to life. And you're like, I don't want to be driven off a cliff.
Right.
I'd rather crash into the children.
I think I feel the same way about when they have the self-standing bikes. That I guess they have sort of a gyroscope in it or something that keeps it upright. But it reminds me of like when the first generation of Steadicam cameras came out, and all the cinematographers were rushing to it and they loved it. And some guy was using it in a car. And when they're taking a car and they went like around a sharp turn, the Steadicam didn't want to take the turn, and the guy was thrown out the door with the camera because
it
was.
There's proper gyros in them with because they are spinning really fast.
Yeah.
It's how our ships navigate. They've got a gyro in the middle of the ship, which has got this ball spinning at God knows how many RPM, and that keeps it in a compass position, so you know what way is north through that. And that takes, I can't remember how long they said, but a couple of days. Once they turn it off, it takes a couple of days to actually come to a halt from spinning. It's spinning that fast.
Wow.
Mental. So I can imagine the gyroscopic forces of that just pulling you out of the car.
Right. I just feel like these sort of self-standing bikes are like if you're taking a turn so fast, the bike doesn't want to go, or you're thrown from it, or I don't it scares me in a kind of way. Like I don't know how the two are going to work together. But
I wonder if that was happening on a bike without that, though. What would happen?
Right.
Speaking of the Steadicam, have you guys noticed, like even with the Super View on the new GoPros, if you're shooting with Super View and you have the Hyper Smooth or whatever they want to call it on that field of view down so small, it's like I'm not sitting that close to the front of the bike. Why is it doing this? You know, and it's because it's trying to. Have you noticed that when you edit?
To be honest, I've not noticed it a lot. I mean, I always use Super View on all my cameras for the headcam because that's the best, I think. But I've not noticed it crop it particularly. But COVID sort of came in just at the same time as me getting my 8s, so I've not done a huge amount of recording with them. But
I know, like with I use Adobe Premiere Elements, the 2019 version. If I go through and if I'm shooting with the Hero 4 and I put in the stabilization, I can drop the percentage of the stabilization down, so it doesn't crop it down as much. But like with the 8, with it built in, it's going to do what it wants to do, and there's nothing you can do to override it to say, no, I want you to keep a little bit wider field.
But you can lower the stabilization on it, can't you?
I think it's either on or off, isn't it?
I thought there was like an in-between one. I don't know whether that changes the crop or not, but
I'll have to look and see.
Take off the hyper.
Depending on FPS, I think you can adjust it from max crop, max hyper smooth. But I forget certain settings it is only on or off, but other settings there's that middle tier. So for me, 2.7 by 60, I think it's on and off, and so I have it on. But yeah, I haven't noticed it derail the view. But it's a good question because it's all I know. So maybe it'd be fun to play with.
Yeah, get like one of the old Hero 4s and do a comparison.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's tightening the shot up a little bit too much. You know,
I can't use the Insta360 One R in the 4K mod. It's just rubbish.
Is it really?
The field of view is so narrow on it. It's just gonna go in my cupboard and never be used.
Oh no!
Terrible.
The cameras, the 360 version is great, unless you crash your radio control car with the lens protectors not on. But yeah, it's the GoPro is still better than that. So I think having used the 4K mod on the 360 once just to test it for the review I was trying to do, it made me really appreciate the GoPro field of view. So yeah, I hadn't noticed it cropping any more than normal, but I'm only recording in 1080 on it anyway, so maybe it doesn't crop that as much.
Yeah, I just ordered the GoPro 360 Max, and it's still on its way. But it's good to hear some of the things I might have to deal with.
The Max is brilliant, and the app is. I think the app works fine now. The only problem is with the 360 is putting it onto your PC to edit. But you've probably got Premiere Pro, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you'll be fine. You'll be able to edit on that. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think I might be more using it in the hero mode because I've always wanted something to have on my handlebars or on the windshield that can deal with all the vibration.
Yep.
Especially if I'm going to go on, longer trips on a freeway doing 50, 60, 70, whatever.
I think there's still
just couldn't take that. It was all very tight.
Yeah. I think the 360 on the Max still has stabilization to it, though. You could still shoot 360 and it still keeps it somewhat stable.
You get much better resolution if you use it in hero mode.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll probably use both, but I mean, I've got the Rylo 360 and I've got like the first version of the Insta360, the low-end version. So, the Max is going to be great. I'm definitely going to be using it, but I just wanted something that would be really good resolution and have good stabilization as a second camera. And, just hearing all the problems that everyone's running into with the sound, I'm probably not going to use it for sound. I'll just still use my old Drift Ghost. And I'm happy with
I mean,
that.
if you've got an audio setup that works and is reliable, there's no point changing it until it stops working or stops being reliable.
Right.
Because why? It's something that all your subscribers are used to. So if you changed it and started using another device to get your audio and it didn't work out, it's just going to give you a headache.
Yeah, yeah.
So just stick with what works until it stops.
Yeah, I agree. So
I'm going to have to call it for myself this evening. I've had a lot of fun chatting with you guys.
no, thank you. I was going to say, I mean, we've been on for at least an hour and a half, so
Oh my.
which is really, really good. Thank you so much, you guys. This has been great. We'll see if we can. If you guys want to try this again, or maybe we can get more people to do it. I do realize that because I had the wrong link up or it wasn't working. The first link I was recording, and then when I got the second one, I had forgot to hit record. So I started recording maybe about.
Yeah, I saw it pop up.
Yeah. So I apologize for that. We didn't have everything.
I think before we split, is there Stephen being new to all this? Is there anything he wants to pick our brains about?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I've already absorbed some good stuff just from this chat, so appreciate some of the back and forth. I mean, I'm pretty active on the forum, so I'll just keep posting as things come up. You've probably seen some of my posts, even like tagging, right? And just stuff that many people are like, who cares? Like, let me at least ask the question, see what people are doing.
The questions, the answers are never there. So
yeah, and it's not like some forums where they say, well, you need to go search for that. We've already talked about that. No, you keep asking it. That's nice. And things change.
Then the tech changes every year with the cameras and the YouTube algorithm. No one understands that. So
right.
if you read an old thread, one, the information's out of date, and two, it's probably wrong anyway.
Well, except for the one thread where Pete and I were talking about how to spoof the 4K trigger on the using 1080p footage.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. That still works.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah. The only reason to shoot higher resolution is if you want to get more detail on a still shot.
I mean, you look at Humes' content and it looks spectacular. It looks 10 times or twice as good as mine does. But then that's because mine is 1080 made big, whereas yours is 2.7K already. So it's got that detail there already. So all I'm doing is making YouTube look better, as opposed to making my video look better, whereas you get YouTube looking better and your video looking better because you're at the 2.7K already. It's just the battery life that keeps me at 1080p really. But
the file size too. Maybe notice like when you get ready to use the Hero Hates, it seemed like when I tried it a little bit at 4K, it was chopping them down to like 5-minute files.
Yeah, because I think they've got
a 1080 is like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it would make editing a bit easier. No, thank you very much for hosting this.
No, thank you for coming. This was great. Really enjoyed it. I'm gonna upload the footage to a Google Drive, and so if anyone wants it, just send me the email, and I'll send you the link.
Once you've made a video of it, when you post it, stick it on the forum, and I'll shove it in the promoted or best vids and stuff like that. So it's a bit more visibility, and then hopefully next time you run another one, we get more people on as well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I like the time that you've done on this one. A lot of the other ones they're done in the evenings and stuff, and it doesn't work with the UK time zone.
Right.
So for me, this worked really well, but for you guys, it might interfere with the middle of your weekend. I don't know.
There's nothing going on right now in America. We're all kind of
right. Well, I will say this. I think it's a day early, but happy Father's Day, Anthony.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. It should be interesting to see what happens.
Right. I know last Saturday was my sister's 40th birthday, so I didn't want to have this going on at the same time. And then I realized that this weekend was Father's Day, but I figured, all right, we'll do it on Saturday instead of Sunday, and then it will work out.
Are you guys dads by chance at all?
No.
I'm not. No. My wife and I have 2 cats, so that's the closest.
Yeah. Fur babies.
But I know you've talked about your kids before in some of your other videos. So
yeah. I call them clones.
Clone. There you go.
Yeah. They deny it, but whatever. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks. And thank you again, Lowell, for doing this. I know it's like herding cats trying to get this stuff done.
Nah,
Because I did a lot of the overseas and distance interviews for my channel early on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, awesome job.
Well, thank you. No, this was fun, and I just figured, if we can't go out riding, there's another alternative. And, let it work out. So
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that's great.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Nice to meet you.
All right, take care, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mate.
See you guys later.
Yep. Ride safe.
You too.
How do you end this?
There should be like a little phone icon at the bottom of the screen.
Oh yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah, just click that.
Cheers, dude. Take care.
All right, you too. See ya.